Heyo everybody, Haku here with my review for One Piece anime episode 825. So this one was actually kind of a special episode. They did a lot of things that they don't normally do for One Piece, and it turned out really good. I say every week how great the anime is right now, and them doing things differently here, I think it shows how much maybe Toei has grown, or the people that are working on One Piece in particular have grown, or how much extra work they're putting into this arc. But it is certainly a lot better just in general on an episode to episode basis from what we had been getting, say, in Dressrosa. And the writing with both in the manga was pretty good. I would argue the writing is better in Whole Cake than it was in Dressrosa, but the anime is worlds of different between how the two arcs are being handled. I don't know. This was just really different from normal One Piece. In the past two episodes, you can say that a little bit with the art style, but this episode, the structure, they even changed some things up to make it feel special. From the very beginning, we started off with actual scenes, and they weren't all flashback scenes. It was nice. We get to see the end of Luffy's fight with Counter that we didn't get to see last episode. So that was really cool. And then, of course, we lead that into Sanji finding Luffy. And then the opening, at first I was like half paying attention. Then I noticed really quickly in like the first little bit where Sanji's usually walking with the cape, they switched up the scenes and had some of his flashbacks instead. And then it got really feelsy because the song is great. The song's amazing and probably the best opening we've had in a long time. But in addition to that, they use scenes of Sanji's journey, both the flashbacks and what he's been going through this arc, and pair that during when they go through the chorus and they're busting out like the action scenes. They show Luffy's fight with Cracker, Nami fighting with the enraged army, Carrot fighting, I believe it was when she took down Brûlé, but it might have been when she fought Randolph. They showed Chopper going into his monster point when he was going to fight Brûlé, or when he was going to suplex the Croc. We saw Pedro in his fight against Tamago, so we saw actual scenes from, and we saw Brook when he was going to fight Big Mom. We saw actual scenes from all the Straw Hats in their fights, or Straw Hats and allies in their fights, in addition to Sanji's journey throughout this. And it was really good. It had me tearing up there a bit almost. And then getting into the actual episode, it stayed great, at least for the first bit, if not through the whole thing, where Luffy loves Sanji's food. And again, even the words he used, everything is more mirroring the scene with Sanji and his mom, with Sora. Then Luffy, of course, survived by the food. Sanji has this issue where he says, he names off the problems. He said, I can't join you because my captain came all the way here, and I disrespected him the way I did because they're holding the Baratie hostage, and because my family's about to die, and even though I hate them, even though they did all this terrible stuff, I still can't turn my back on them. So then Luffy punches Sanji, says, don't lie anymore, don't lie to yourself, don't lie to me, what do you really want to say? So Sanji finally admits that he wants to come back to the Straw Hats, but he can't bring himself to, because he doesn't want any of those things before to happen. He doesn't want to put the lives of the Baratie members at risk. He doesn't want his family to die, but he can't stop it. He says, it's Big Mom, it's a Yonko, and once this wedding gets started, he can't stop any of what's going to happen. He knows it's going to happen, but there's nothing they can do at this point. It's already too late. So he's just thrown into that despair. He feels trapped. And Luffy laughs it off and says, of course you can't leave your family behind because that's who you are. And I absolutely loved the line when he went through that. And then Luffy pretty much says, all right, I'll help you, meaning Luffy's going to help, or all right, let's crash this wedding. So yeah, Luffy's pretty much planning to help him crash the wedding at this point. But we haven't been told yet how it's going to work, except kind of in the promo for next episode, they sort of gave a little bit away. But oh well, what are you going to do? Toei always keeps doing that. But at the very end, we get a Katakuri, I don't want to say Katakuri reveal, but we get our first look at Katakuri, and I thought it was great. I think it's great foreshadowing before like a big reveal showing his actual full design without that big cloak on. or without revealing much about his personality or powers or anything. It was just great to get a little cameo in there and foreshadow his arrival. And the narrator says right before it cuts to the to be continued screen that there are 5 hours and 30 minutes until the wedding. I did not know that it was that close. They don't exactly have a ton of time. But yeah, I thought episode as a whole, it had great emotion. It didn't feel like 24 minutes at all. I was watching it and I was like, oh man, how much is left? How much do we still have? And I looked at the time when I was watching and it was at like 21 minutes and I'm like, it's almost over. It feels like it should be like halfway through. So yeah, it didn't feel like 24 minutes. Also, the episode was great because all the stuff that happened here has been building up for like 30 some episodes, I think. And when they take the time to put that much effort into building us up to all of this, it was really good. It all had a lot of significance. I loved, like I said, the foreshadowing of Katakuri there early on. And one thing that keeps it from getting a perfect score is because one thing I was waiting for is I wanted to see the actual like Nami's group's reaction this episode. I kind of wanted them to all be back together by the beginning of this episode and not just the Luffy Sanji stuff. It was still absolutely amazing. Like I said, special and way better than your average One Piece episode, even though the average is still very up right now during this arc. It still was an incredible episode, but that's one thing that keeps it from getting a perfect score for me, is just that I would have liked to have seen at least something of Nami's group, other than in the promo for next week's episode. So, yeah, I guess because of all that, I'm giving it 9.75 sunbeams out of 10. 9.75 sunbeams out of 10. And that reminds me, the reason I wanted to say sunbeams here is because I didn't really want to bring it up because I don't think it has any consequence on the review, but or any consequence on the episode. But the sunbeams, is it supposed to be daylight? Is it supposed to be daytime right now? Because I saw somebody bring that up in the comments for the episode and I couldn't remember. Yeah, is it supposed to be the time of day when sun should be up if they're 5:30 from the wedding? What? Yeah, I guess it should be early morning, I guess, then, right? So I guess that does make sense. But, yeah, I guess it lines up. I'm not really sure of the timeline right now. So yeah, guess that's it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed it. So like if you did like the video, and comment down there to tell me what you thought of my thoughts on this episode and what your thoughts on the episode were. Subscribe for more One Piece, both anime and manga, much more on the channel. Follow on Twitter if you want. I can try to keep you updated there on stuff for the channel, or if you want to link to our Discord server to talk with me and more of us there about One Piece and a lot of other things. Just general stuff or other stuff we talk about on the channel, anime, manga, light novels, whatever. Yeah, ask and I'll give you a link to the Discord server. So that's it. I think I went through everything. And yeah, thank you again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.